back at our portable sawmill, which we did a video way back when. We've had this out here for a year and a half, and we've been too busy with the rammed earth to actually get this going, but we do need this to mill up some of the components for the roof system on our rammed earth greenhouse. So I've been tinkering away with this engine. I'm definitely not a mechanic. I've had a number of issues. When we moved it out here, there's no shutoff valve on the gas tank, so it actually messed up a bunch of stuff there, and then it needs a shelter over top of the motor to keep water out. So anyways, it filled with water, got it going last year, and then I didn't tarp it, and filled with water again, so I flushed it with, changed the oil and filter a couple of different times and just keep flushing it out to get everything out. I do have it running, but it's idling really bad, so now I am trying to clean the carburetor just by leaving it in place. I've also changed the fuel filter, so there's a whole bunch of little things that I'm learning, which is good, because I have to figure it out and know how to maintain it. So the plan is to get the motor running smoothly and get the blade on, get this situated, get the whole mill situated properly so I can load it with mills. Cool thing about this mill is it's completely high. Yeah, what did I say?
Mills.
Yeah. Anyways, one of the things that you have to do is on the blade of the basically bandsaw blade, you have to lubricate it so it doesn't get too hot. So we're going to use dish soap.
Yeah.
Water.
Yeah, that's
which
what
apparently works. Some people use diesel. But one of the really cool things about the mill is it's completely hydraulic. So all adjustments. This thing I'm leaning on is actually a lift, so it'll kick a log up onto the rack behind us. It has a lot of really cool features. Just a matter of getting up and going and set up and get myself familiar with it.
It's really old, and this mill milled logs for this incredible barn that is like a German style barn that is at our friend's ranch. So it's done a lot of amazing work. It just hasn't been used in years. It's literally was sitting inside that barn that it built.
I think it was outside.
Was it outside? Yeah, for potentially a decade. Like it's it's very retro. It's not vintage. But it's really cool, and we're really excited to get this thing going. We've been thinking about it, like James said, for the last year, and it's going to save us a lot of money. And we have a ton of timbers here that we've acquired over the last year, waiting to be milled up. So fingers crossed that we get this going today and we can actually mill some wood. The next thing that we have going on today is we're finishing off where we left off in the last video. So we got stuck trying to get our manure out of our manure pile because we've had so much moisture and rain, and also the ground water was coming up. So things have dried out over the past few days, and we were able to get the skid steer in and get bucket loads of the manure. And we've already, last night, we actually covered, added another 3 to 4 inches. Yeah, 3 to 4 inches of compost on top of all the garden beds. And today we're going to do the greenhouse.
We got a bit of garden to finish.
The glass greenhouse and a little bit of the outside garden to finish. So what that means is that the garden's going to be completely ready to plant in, which is awesome for me. And I am going to stick, like I said, some seeds in the ground in the glass greenhouse as well. Some colder weather plants or seeds like lettuce, sweet peas, spinach, and arugula. So hopefully...
I want some chard, man.
Yeah, sure. I'll try some chard. We'll put some chard in there too. And yeah, so hopefully I'll get to doing that today as well.
I can't wait.
Getting those seeds in.
Buying stuff.
I know. It's outrageous how much we're vegetarians, and it's outrageous how many veggies we go through when we actually have to buy veggies. And it's, the nearest store is when I drive 40 minutes away. But anyway, we're excited to be growing all our veggies again, and we're excited to be growing our veggies all year round starting this year. So let's get to work, I guess.
I'm going to try to fire this up because I did spray the carb cleaner in.
Okay.
And I really don't want to take it off because there's all these different springs and things. So I'm hoping that just by spraying in the carb, it works.
Okay.
I don't want to take it off and have to learn how to put it back together.
All right. Well, let's get to work.
so I wonder. So I'm also fiddling with, this is the adjustment to put the blade on. So I've loosened up everything, but this moves either direction, and there's flywheels on the back of this side. So we need to shorten the distance between the flywheels to get the blade on. And this is a hand hydraulic pump, which we can use to tighten it up. But just trying to get this loosened up so I can get the flywheels closer together so we can put the blade on and then put tension on the blade. So that's one of the things. This is actually where we're going to put the dish soap water in, and then this will go down onto the blade. There's a hose situated, and then you adjust the air that goes in, which will adjust the flow. And then we have also the hydraulic levers. This one moves the whole blade up and down. And there is a sketchy little wire here for your heights. So once we are milling, we'll probably have to mess with this wire to actually calibrate it. And then, yeah, this is the lever for going forward and back with the whole actual motor and blade. We'll go over the other ones, the other components, but I'm gonna have to figure them out. So once we get it going, we can show you the other hydraulics. And then I'm gonna just fire up the engine. I've had some carb cleaner in there. And I'm gonna see if I can, hopefully that's gonna loosen up whatever's causing it to idle roughly. So getting there, lots of parts and pieces, and I just wanna make sure that, oh, there's one other bad thing that's happening and you should need to know about it, Michelle. We got a leak here in the hydraulic oil, which I'm gonna have to figure out how to fix, but when the engine runs, you can see all this oil everywhere. It's not a huge leak, but it's obviously enough to, we don't want oil everywhere. So another thing that I've had to adjust, there's a roller on the underside of this that goes underneath the track. But these rollers, there's 4 of them that sit on this rail. So this one holds it from jumping off the rail, because this jumped off the rail on me twice already. So I think there should be one of these on the other side, because there's holes for it, but this whole bracket and assembly is not there. Because it's heavy, so it's dangerous if it's moving back and forth, and if this jumped off, big problem. So anyhow, lots of little parts and pieces, and then, but I mean, primary thing today is to get engine running smoothly. Even if I don't get that running smoothly, I'm going to put the blade on, make sure I get that part sorted, and if I have to, I'm going to ask a mechanic to come and deal with the carb. Because I really don't want to deal with all the throttle levers and those things. Yeah, we'll see. I could, but I might make it worse. So I don't want to make it worse. So let's fire this up.
Where am I looking?
See by the key, there's the black knob.
Yep, yeah, it's in.
Okay, can you pull it out?
Yeah.
Pull it out. Okay. Now push it in. Now that other lever, push it down.
Yes.
It's a silver lever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pull it up. Push it down.
Is it just doing an exercise?
Pull it up. I just want to see what it's moving. Pull it. Push. Move it. Just move it back and forth. Again.
Moving this.
Yeah, well, it's doing something in the carburetor. So it's there's a gas line that had a bit of a kink in it. That could be a problem for the flow of fuel. Let's see if that was it. If it's that makes me feel like I'm smart. Okay, I'm gonna try one more time and just see.
Do you want me to do the choke thing again?
No. But also when the air filter's not on there, it seems to be getting too much air.
Mm-hmm.
So I might just see what happens here. That's better.
We spent the whole afternoon yesterday spreading a couple of inches of the manure on the long beds of the outdoor garden, as well as the small little garden over there. So we're about 90% done. We still have this long row at the very end to do. But yeah, there's, I'd say, a good few inches of really nice composted manure in all these beds, and it's looking really good. Looking like it's ready to be planted in for sure, which is very exciting. Another thing that we attempted and were successful at yesterday was we let the chickens out free range while we were outside. So my original flock has been free ranging before throughout the whole property, but the new chickens that we hatched out, as well as the new hens that we brought home a few months ago, they haven't free ranged outside of their massive chicken run and chicken coop area. So that was very exciting, and everybody had a lovely afternoon and went back promptly when the sun was going down, which is great. And just for anybody that's new here, the reason we don't allow our chickens to free range every day is because we have a red fox population, quite high population around where we live. And although we have Jojo, our Great Pyrenees, she does an amazing job at keeping them away, as well as raccoons, skunks, and any other predators that would be detrimental for the chickens. The foxes seem to, at some point during every season, outsmart Jojo, and we think that it's usually two that come by. One distracts her and the other one gets a chicken. So we only free range the chickens when we're going to be home all day. We know that our friends aren't going to be bringing their dogs by that aren't trained with chickens, and that Jojo's going to be around, and we can just keep a close eye on the chickens. How we did it yesterday was James wheelbarrow loads of the manure onto the beds in big piles, and I'm not much of a raker. I don't know, the raking, just the movement of it just doesn't work for my body. So I use my legs. I'm very strong from the waist down, so I have been spreading it just like so on the beds as evenly as possible, and it's worked really, really well. drinking water. It might help you feel better. I have a jug by that little bed on the corner. You can have some. Bobby.
Stuff's a lot drier.
He's taking them on a tour.
Yeah.
Come on, ladies. Up this way. Up. Okay.
Well, at least it came out of her.
Now that we're done getting the all the soil in the garden beds for Michelle, I took the carburetor off, and this is full of gunk. You'd think it's gas, but it's pretty dirty in here. So I've taken it apart. That's the bottom. And this is the top. It's all foreign to me, but I'm gonna douse this with some carburetor cleaner that I picked up and let it soak. And we will try to put it back together and see if that helps. I think I gotta let it soak overnight, so I'm gonna do that, and hopefully that cures the problem. I mean, it looks like it's in good shape, but this stuff's kind of foreign to me, so we'll have to see. And if I can't get it to work, maybe I can bring it to a mechanic and get them to clean it up. But gaskets look good, everything looks good on it. That thing doesn't though. But that's about as far as I'm going to get on the mill until I have somebody else look at it, or if I can get it going. I don't want to get the blade on there until this is idling properly, because it's a little dangerous. The blade will just kick in with the clutch that it has. So anyhow, that's about all that we're going to do on this, probably for this video. So sorry that the angle's bad, just wanted to show you this bits and pieces. If I should take that apart any more than that, I don't really want to. Springs and stuff.
Let's. Says it maximizes performance, so let's let it maximize.
Next time on the Thai Life. Well, we have what we think is a much better manure compost to put in the beds. Our plan hopefully worked. I think I'm gonna plant. But we did a video a start to finish, sort of a time lapse type of a thing. And it's actually our #1 most viewed video. We have over 400,000 views on it.
I think you should grow barley, and then we should make beer.
Yeah.
It's right there. Did you see it?
It's like this big.